Pisces, I'm curious to know if you're feeling this change that you're in. The first card that popped out for your money, career, fortune reading is shedding. And it says you're starting to outgrow your work situation. You need to set higher goals and standards. You work well in healing and in medicine. There likely is something happening right now with wherever you are. You might be working in a traditional position, traditional 9 to 5, or you're working with people, but whatever it is that you're doing right now, there may be something that's happened or that is happening that's making you question if you want to move on or move forward. Another card that popped out here is looking. It says it's okay to look for better work, be discreet in your search. If you need to be aligned with your life purpose, it says you need to be aligned with your life purpose to be fully satisfied here with looking. And then beneath the deck, it's power position out here. It says you are being promoted or called to lead. Time to step into your sovereignty and guide others with compassion. So what's interesting here, I don't know if I showed you that. What's interesting here with the shedding and the looking is that they kind of popped out upside down. And so what that tells me is that you might be a little bit reluctant to think about what else is out there for you or how to expand. You might feel that in some way you are obligated to this role, or there may be a deep compassion for your colleagues or for the team that you're working with. You may have been at this organization for some time, and so you feel some type of obligation to stay here. And for those of you where the cards are upside down 4 and you're like, I'm just not sure if I want to move forward. I don't know if that would be the right thing to do. It feels like this would be a really wonderful time to check in with yourself about what it is that you really want and what's really good for you. Another thing that was coming through as I was meditating on this energy, don't worry, I'll get some tarot cards out here in just a moment. But what was coming through is that there may be someone who is actually in a power position. You might also be in one too, but maybe another person who's in a power position, maybe a supervisor, a director, someone who's over you in some way or has some power in some way over the position that you're in that has been challenging you or making things a little bit more challenging for you. I'll get cards out here in just a moment to see if that shows up and to see if that's the thing that's happening. But if that's happening with you, sometimes those changes begin to happen in our traditional work or in our experiences because it might be time just to consider what other options might be available. But I am, for you Pisces, getting this feeling that there's a reluctance to move forward here. You're feeling something, but maybe you are suppressing the feelings that are coming up related to you growing and expanding or simply moving on. So now what I'm looking at for you Pisces is how you're showing up with the tarot, how you're showing up in this energy. Who are you at this current time related to your money, career, and fortune? Then I'll get some advice out here as well to see what it is that Spirit wants you to know or what to be mindful of as you are on your journey going after what it is that you want. Guide angel spirit guides for lovely Pisces here. Tell us more about the overall vibe or energy. Who is Pisces in this current moment as it relates to their money, career, fortune, their finance, all of that, guide angel spirit guides. Tell us a little bit more for Pisces, please. Okay. So there's a spark, but it feels like you might be suppressing this, right? So the first card that popped out is the Ace of Wands, and it kind of popped out kind of in a weird, funny position right here. So again, it's reminding me of these two cards, looking, shedding, and how they kind of popped up upside down. Another thing that just came through, thank you guide angel spirit guys, is that for some of you, you might have an idea about how to go out on your own or turn that hobby into a business, or again, take whatever it is that you do and basically go into your own practice in this in some way. And there may be someone who is powerful or in a power position who might have been a mentor, or you have some relationship with that is probably making you feel like this is impossible. Now that's a very specific message. It's not a hovering energy, but I want to tell someone that could be happening for you, where there's this kind of vibe where someone is also contributing to you not feeling like you can go out on your own, right? So more energy out here is the 8 of Pentacles here. And so the Eight of Pentacles is the mastery, the time and dedication toward your craft, the working tirelessly to build something. And when I see this in a reading, especially next to the Knight of Pentacles and it's upside down, is that it might be time to test your skill in the market. Go ahead and put that resume out. Go ahead and connect with that employer who's been having their eye on you, but maybe you've been dedicated to whatever it is that you're doing now. It feels like you have the skill, and you can test your skill in the market. Now, you also have some Aquarius energy out here, Pisces. And this is the number 8 for me as a reader. The vibration of this is 8, with the 8 stars being here. And so with 8, that means entrepreneurial. That means, pushing through. That means breakthrough. But this card is all about healing. And I'm getting chills in the front of me, which is interesting. I usually get them down my back, but I got them around my neck and up here in this area. For some of you, this is related to some type of dream or skill that you've had for a long time, that I'm getting a little bit emotional because I've felt this before in life, and many people are feeling this. There's some type of dream that you've been having for a while. It could be a dream that, other people don't really understand. It could be in some way in some exciting field, maybe unconventional in a way, but it brings you excitement, and it's been suppressed in some way, I think. And it kind of feels like Spirit wants you, I'm going to get some advice out here, but it kind of feels like Spirit wants you to know that you can go after this. This is a dream fulfillment card after a tower, okay? So towers are incredibly spiritual. We cannot stand them. We don't understand them. Why do they have to happen? But they happen because they're clearing out all of the nonsense and all of the superficial stuff in our lives so that we can be in our truth. So usually the person in this card, they are without clothing. I drew the little robe on them, right? To be a little bit more appropriate. But that is a symbol too. This person is without anything. They're just in their truth. And so there's something that you have, some skill that you have. And because of what's happening around you with this current job or this current position that you're in, this current financial situation that you are holding down, something is a little bit off, or something recently happened. And I think that's happening because it's probably the beginning of a turning point for you to revisit a dream that maybe in some way you did not think could come to fruition. You did not think it could work out. You didn't know how to plan for it. But it kind of feels like there's a disbelief about this other skill, this other dream that you have. For some of you, it is a skill that you've been working on in the background for quite a while, a little bit afraid to put it out there or to test this skill in the market or to see what people are thinking about it. So you've been kind of keeping it to yourself. This also feels like this is a really good time for those of you where you're thinking about going after another position, maybe a power position, or, you're feeling that you're shedding an old skin. This feels like it's okay to have a plan, right? This is not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. And what you've been doing to prepare for this time, it hasn't happened overnight. So you're still on this journey of allowing this to unfold with some type of plan here. We want this to be upright. Okay, but right now it's showing up in reverse, which it just says that you're still kind of deciding what this could look like for you, what this is exactly at this age and stage in your life, and it's okay to have some type of strategy for that. Now, Pisces, I'm going to get some advice out here for your journey. God, angel, spirit guides, tell us a little bit more. We have looking out here, we have shedding out here, we have power position out here. God, angel, spirit guides, for my dear Pisces, what advice do you have for them so that they can reach their goals, so that they can activate their dreams, so that they can ignite the passion that is laying dormant within them? God, angel, spirit guides, what advice do you have to pull it out? This one kind of flipped over. You need some clarity. It didn't pop fully out, but it flipped over in the deck. And so this is kind of a trailer for me. And I want to share this with you as a trailer. There's going to be a need. You have to spend some time getting clear about what it is that you want, especially when it comes to manifesting, praying, and then building out a strategy, just making a concrete, certain truth for yourself. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I want my life to look like. This is how I want this skill to turn out once I put it into the market. This is the audience that I want to connect with. This is how I'm going to do it. Whatever it is for you, Pisces, this Ace of Swords is all about truth, clarity of the mind. For some of you, it's a matter of being able to just speak on it again, to have the confidence to just to be able to say out of your mouth, maybe even to yourself, this is who I want to be. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to go after it. So it feels like clarity, it feels like strategy here, but it also feels like confidence too, because we also saw the Ace of Wands there. Guide angel, spirit guides, what advice do you have for Pisces as they continue along? Thank you, guide angel, spirit guides. What advice do you have at this time for this August reading? Thank you, guide angel, spirit guides. Let's see. Advice, okay. There may be someone, it's coming out again. There may be someone who is into what it is that you want to do or that you do, that you can reach out to, okay? So I'm going to give you all of this advice tenderly because I saw some of these cards before they flipped over out here. So the first one is needing to collaborate with someone. Again, as I was just saying, as I was trying to channel and do all the things, the Three of Pentacles is all about growth and expansion. So it's completely in alignment with these cards out here, shedding, looking, moving on, moving up. And so, but there may be someone that you can connect with that can help you think about how to take this skill, this ability, and move it along in the direction that you want to go in. And then you have this Ace of Wands out here again, okay? So if you're feeling like a little bit suppressed or you're feeling not confident about this, you want to do whatever it is that you do to reawaken your confidence about this. You have the Emperor out here and it's reverse. Emperor's Aries energy. It's all about the I am. And so this feels like having some structure, having a system so that you can take steps toward what you want, but it also feels like not being too in control of how this process unfolds, because there's someone that wants to support you or that can likely give you advice to move this forward. What also came through as I was saying that is that spirit wants to help you move this forward. And so this kind of feels like it's going to be a dance where you can't be too rigid about how this unfolds, how this rolls out. It has to be okay. Guide angel, spirit guides, or whoever you hold dear, this is what I want to do. This is what I'd like to experience and feel. And this is how I'd like to serve others. And whatever that is, guide me in the direction to go there. But let go of any hard ideas about milestones you're supposed to hit that's supposed to show you that you're on the right track. All of that stuff, you want to remove your guard a little bit. Ask the Emperor to stand aside just a little bit. You want to go more into that Empress energy, which is that creation, and let spirit support you in getting the support that you need to move forward. We have the Four of Wands here. That was the one that kind of flew over here. And so the Four of Wands is all about stability, foundation, but it also feels like joy and invitation, being welcomed, friends, family, and again, merriment with people that you love. But the four is only the fourth stage in a 9-part cycle or in a 10-part cycle. And so when it comes to going after what it is that you want, this feels like there may be a moment in time where going after this, it might make you feel like you have to sacrifice some of the joy and fun that you have with your friends and family. You might have to, kind of get into a little bit of a hermit just for a little bit to solidify this, to pump this thing out. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the way that it was facing me, it was in reverse. So this kind of feels like there may be a little bit of a sacrifice that you have to make so that you can go forward in this. But wonderful, clear communication. You did have the Ace of Swords out here just a moment ago. Clear communication is going to help you reach the goal. So anyone that you need to have a wonderful boundary with, a secure boundary with, just use your words so that you can go after what it is that you want. But again, I want to go back here, then I'll close. There's someone or an opportunity coming for you to collaborate that is going to be beneficial to you, and pay attention to any rigidity that might keep you from recognizing the offer, recognizing the help, or recognizing the opportunity here, the collaboration here. That is what I have for you, my lovely Pisces. I hope you are well, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care. Bye.